Welcome everyone to our Storybook Explainer. Today we're looking at a truly incredible, absolutely amazing story about a time when wild, untamed nature itself had to listen to just one single voice. Okay, let's dive into this. Our exciting storybook journey begins right now. Before we start, I want you to close your eyes for just a quick second and imagine something with me. Have you ever been playing outside when, suddenly, the sky turns super dark? Like the clouds roll in all thick and heavy, and everything feels just a little bit scary? The air gets chilly, and you just know something wild is about to happen. Well, that exact feeling of surprise and fear is exactly where our story takes us today. A trip across the sea. Picture a quiet, peaceful night, with Jesus and his friends traveling together in a small wooden boat.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how fast things changed. They were just sailing along so peacefully when suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, a powerful storm arose. All that peace and quiet, completely gone. This wasn't just a tiny little rain shower, you guys. Oh no, it was a massive, scary storm that caught everyone completely by surprise. Just think about the noise for a second. The winds didn't just blow, they howled. Imagine a super loud, whistling, roaring sound completely filling the dark sky all around them. It was so loud it was probably hard to even hear each other speak. The wind was just rushing and swirling around their little boat faster and faster.
And, with those wild howling winds came the water. Boom! Crash! The waves crashed. We aren't talking about gentle little ripples at the beach. No way. These were giant, heavy walls of water smashing right into the sides of their small boat. The storm was so intense, and the waves were literally so incredibly big that the boat actually began to sink. Cold water was pouring right over the sides. And this brilliantly illustrates the biggest surprise of our whole story. On one side of the boat, Jesus' friends, the disciples, were absolutely terrified. They thought they were going to sink straight to the bottom of the sea. They were panicking, wide awake, and totally full of fear. But on the other side, Jesus was calmly sleeping. Right in the middle of a sinking boat and a howling, scary storm, he was just peacefully resting. What a massive difference, right? The disciples literally couldn't believe he was asleep while their boat was filling up with all that water. They were so utterly terrified that they rushed right over and woke Jesus up, crying out in total panic. They yelled, "Lord, save us!" They were absolutely certain they were in terrible, terrible danger, and they needed his help right that very second. Let's move to and see how this builds, because Jesus didn't wake up screaming or panicking like his friends did. Nope. First, he simply woke up. Then he stood right up in that sinking, rocking boat, and finally, he spoke directly to the storm itself. It is amazing how confident and completely calm he was, right in the middle of all that terrifying chaos. Jesus looked right out at that wild, howling wind and those giant crashing waves, and he simply said, "Peace, be still." Just 4 simple words, spoken with absolute power, but so incredibly calm and soothing. He didn't even have to shout over the roaring storm. He just firmly commanded it.
And listen to this amazing word from our story. Instantly. The wind didn't slowly die down. It didn't take an hour for the dark clouds to clear up. Instantly, the wind stopped completely. In the absolute blink of an eye, the scary sea became perfectly calm. The howling and the crashing were just gone, completely replaced by perfect, still quiet. You can probably imagine exactly how the disciples felt right then. They went from being totally terrified of the storm to being absolutely amazed by Jesus. They looked at each other in total wonder and asked, "Who is this? Even the wind and waves obey him." They finally realized that the wild, untamed forces of nature literally had to listen to his voice.
So the crucial point is wonderfully simple. No matter how big your storm is, you can trust God. When things get loud or dark or scary in your own life, he is the one who brings true peace. Just like he calmed that real, physical storm on the sea, he can calm the scary things we face too.
Which leaves us with this final, very important thought to ponder together. What kind of storms can God help you calm today? Maybe it's feeling super nervous about a big test at school, or waking up from a really bad dream, or just feeling upset when things go wrong. Remember the amazing story we explored today. The master of the storm is always there, and he can bring that exact same perfect peace right to your heart. Keep that in mind next time you face a storm of your own.